I can't take any music recommendations from you, Mr. Groban.
Hey, I will have you know.
Has that one come out yet?
Yeah,
I forgot about
there were
that.
people that stood up for me in the comment section.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't trust their recommendations either,
so
man.
funny.
All both of them.
There were 2 of them, yes. And there was only one that agreed with you guys, so.
That's because it's just everybody else knows.
Yeah, nobody needs to say anything.
There's no sense in wasting my time commenting on this.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Everyone is in agreement.
See,
Except
we
for
didn't,
3
we
people.
didn't call them to defend us. Only you did.
I'm just saying. Josh
my
Groban is more talented than.
No, he is not,
Yes,
bro.
then
You
Michael
guys smoking
Blueberry.
that
Oh,
hard.
Oh, not even.
Can Michael Bublé go do a play? Can he play Sweeney Todd? No. Josh
He played
Groban can.
Sweeney Todd?
Probably could.
Yeah.
Probably. He just
Michael
doesn't want to.
Bublé?
It's beneath him.
Did you ever see that video of where Michael
No.
Bublé pulls that kid up out of the crowd?
That's because Josh
Yeah.
Groban needed a side
Oh,
gig.
man.
His music career wasn't doing too well.
He had to get a second job.
Y'all are dicks.
We're back, baby! We're back!
Oh, that's so funny.
Bring us in, Cam.
I mean, next time he's going to start doing some folk singing. And then maybe he could sing about our topics today on Fives a Crowd. That's right. Today we're going to dive into some folklore coming up around this wonderful holiday called St. Paddy's Day. We're going to dive into a little Irish legend. So
I'm interested because
hope you guys are
we've been
excited.
corrected many times on Men Tried that it's Paddy, not Patty.
Yeah.
Patty.
Patty?
Saint
Patty's?
Paddy with D's.
But it's St.
St.
Patrick.
Paddy's Day. Padre.
Yeah, his
But I
name's
think
Patrick.
The male version of Patty is with a D, though.
I think it's Padraig.
Patrick?
Padraig.
Well, we're about to find out. I think you guys are just drunk.
St. Patrick.
But anyways, welcome back to Fives a Crowd. I'm here with my 4 besties. You got Chris,
Hello.
Austin,
Hey there.
Tony,
Hey.
and Zach.
Hola.
Our resident leprechaun.
Yeah,
He's
baby.
bringing us the luck today as we talk about ye old Ireland.
I should have dressed you up as a Leppy, man.
Hey, we should have thrown a
I
green
do-
hat on
As a
there.
leppy, that's a leper.
Isn't that a leper?
Skin falling off.
I got to do a sidebar real quick. Did
Go
you
ahead.
guys get the new updated for that heritage for our genetics? Like they have a version 2 point something.
I have not.
No.
So you click
I
it.
saw an email for it.
For the
you
My Family Heritage
Yes,
thing?
so you click it, and then they say we need 1 day to go, and my stuff completely changed. So your Dutch is probably in there now.
Oh, shoot. That email came out?
What?
Yeah. You
I
can
need to
just
look
go
into
onto
that.
the website, or you can go onto the what
app?
is it? The app, and just
Get
have it updated.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check
Okay.
that out.
I have a definitive answer
Uh-huh.
on Paddy's or Patties.
St. Patty.
It is St. Paddy's with D's.
Yeah, baby.
because
Double D's.
rather than St. Patty's, it's because Paddy with D's is the traditional Irish nickname for Padraig, which is the Irish form of Patrick.
Oh.
Aye.
While Patty is typically a nickname for a female named Patricia and is considered disrespectful in context of St. Patrick's Day. Well, I'm sorry to ruin your drunken
Yeah.
stupor
See,
day.
I knew that males have D's.
We're
Like,
gonna get into that.
No, the
No,
women
no.
have D's. Double them.
oh, well,
Men
men
usually
have
don't.
single D's.
Everyone's got D's. That argument doesn't work.
Dang it.
But women do have T's and men don't. Well, some do.
Tattoo.
Two T's. TTs?
That can, if they don't control the weight.
Yeah, I only know that from Men Try, from like the different various taste
That's
tests
so
we've done,
funny.
that everyone's always like, it's Paddy with 2 D's.
Hey, I'm all right to change my tune when I get the correct information. St. Paddy's Day.
St. Paddy's Day.
Well, I think to kick it off, we're going to throw it over to our dear old friend, Chris.
Hi.
For a little history lesson.
He's got a little history on the old St. Paddy's Day.
Just brief.
Just brief.
brief
Give
history.
it to us.
So St. Patrick was actually a Roman citizen in the 5th century AD. Did you know
A
that?
Roman?
He was a Roman citizen
Dang.
in Roman Britain.
Okay.
And the Irish, they didn't conquer Ireland, right? So they would. Did you know this? They did raids. They did like boat raids.
Raids.
On Ireland?
Or
the
Ireland would do it.
Oh, they did.
the Druid.
Holy
and
crap.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard the Irish
the
back
Irish are
then
wild.
you didn't mess with them.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were
So he was actually kidnapped
crazy.
during
St.
a raid.
Patrick?
by the Irish.
Yep. by the native Irish.
Oh my.
So he's
gosh.
not even Irish himself.
No, he's Roman.
Huh.
So he was Roman.
Interesting.
He is Roman.
Okay.
He got kidnapped and then he got put into slavery for 5 or 6 years in Ireland, and he was a sheep herder. Then he escaped, came back to Rome, and it's said that he didn't hold any ill will against them. He became a missionary, and he went back to convert the Irish from paganism.
Really?
Oh my.
Dude, they were in some wild
Wait,
stuff.
convert them to.
Christianity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
They
my
believed
heck.
in a lot of. They believed in fairies.
Well, it's polytheism, right? Which a lot of the world still had polytheism.
Yeah.
He wasn't known to be like he didn't do forced conversions, but it opened the path to forced conversion of the Druids and all that back in Ireland. So, but yeah, he was put into slavery.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Slavery.
So what? So do you know then why? Like, why is he the patron saint of?
because
St.
he starts
Patrick's Day and all that
so there's
Lost causes.
there's the myth. So here's the thing
cause.
too: is there's they think they don't know this for sure, but you know how a lot of like Christian holidays fall on pagan holidays to replace the pagan holidays. They did
Yeah.
that through history, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of them. It was a welcoming spring. They think it was for welcoming spring that they put St. Patrick's Day on there because he converted them. There's a myth that he so the shamrock. You all know the shamrock.
Oh yeah,
Do you know what that was?
it's a sham.
What he used it for? He used it to explain the Holy Trinity. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost on the 3 leaves.
Then why is the 4-leaf the lucky one?
Because you get a special deity. I guess. I don't know why.
Because you're the fourth clover. You're the fourth.
Oh, how sweet.
So it's you with the Trinity.
But the shamrock
I like it.
was used as that. And there's a myth that he cast all the snakes out of Ireland.
Oh yeah, I have heard.
But it was because he was casting paganism out, and they were thinking it was the devil's.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a.
Is that why there's Snake Island?
It's like they compared the. It was what's the word I'm looking for? A metaphor. It was a metaphor.
Yeah, metaphoric is what they think. So I mean, it's
Metaphorical.
But St. Patrick's Day in the U.S. was actually made as a holiday to make fun of Irish people.
Really?
There was a lot of like Irish hostility in like New York.
Well,
and
it was
stuff.
all all the immigrants came from Ireland. They used it as to say that they're just drunk and ridiculous, and so they made this holiday. Well, they used the holiday to speak bad of the Irish immigrants.
St.
So-
Patrick's Day?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Not good.
that
So
wild?
now it's like everybody goes and drinks and be merry and does.
And
stupid
let's
things.
turn the river green.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that does.
So-
Is, I'm waiting for like not FEMA. What's the word I'm thinking?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, something like that to come through and nix.
No dies.
No dyes in the water. You're ruining it. You're turning the frogs gay.
Dude, it gets like bright green.
it looks
it's not even like
fluorescent.
a little green. It's like bright.
It
What
looks
river
like
do they do that
the
too?
Chicago River.
the Chicago, and it looks like the ooze you'd put into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tubes.
Yes.
Oh,
it's like
it's like
crazy.
bright
Really?
green.
Yeah, you've never seen them do that?
Negative.
Get out,
it was
really?
they turned it into something derogatory for the
So
Irish.
crazy. So basically, everything about St. Patrick's Day has like nothing to do with the Irish.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
it has
I mean, it
everything-
does,
I mean, it
it's
does,
like-
but not in a good
but not
way.
in a good way.
you got that up?
Right.
Yeah.
Look at how bright green this is, dude. It looks fluorescent.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm fairly certain none of these pictures are really like
Like Photoshop.
they haven't messed with the color. That
You gotta
is-
be able to swap that because our picture in picture's over there. So do
I
need to
know.
move
It's
our-
just
I can move our picture in picture to the left if that makes it easier.
well, it's just Brave browser. They like it. I guess everyone kind of puts it on that.
But it
side.
led to a
I don't know
bunch-
how to switch it.
It led to a lot of persecution of the Druids, and then in the U.S. they used it to kind of make fun of the Irish.
Holy crap.
That's wild, man.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
Stinkers.
It's wild. I mean, but if you
Stinkers.
think about it, like in recent years, everyone's always trying to put all our holidays on blast and be like, it's centered in racism, or they hate this, or they hate that.
They used
But-
that though. It was just they took a side road with it and used it.
Exactly. But what I think is like all of these holidays we've turned them into good things. Like they represent something to us now that they may not have in the start, but we've turned them into like
Yeah.
good things.
Yeah. Now it means we party.
We party rock.
My son keeps trying to catch the leprechaun every year.
Same.
Yeah, dude.
Scarlett has been talking about it for months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, we're going to catch him, right? I'm like, girl, that's like 6 months away. Chill.
She's building this trap that you have
Dude.
no idea about.
She probably is.
I want to hire a little person.
They
to
built
put
one
on the
at
box
school.
and have it just take off out the front door, just dressed up.
business idea. They should just have a group of them that does that.
Why not? Like they have
Rent
fat
a
guys do
leprechaun.
Santa Claus,
Yeah.
so why not?
That's
Why not?
hilarious.
Rent a leprechaun.
All right, one.
That's genius.
It's so funny.
Should do
I
it.
think my kids would lose their mind. Like,
Why? Because they've never seen a little person in real life?
a bit of both.
Probably.
A
Yeah.
little bit of both?
Yeah.
Do you think it would scar him for life?
I mean, I'd be pretty scared if that
Especially, like-
box popped open.
Where I live, like they could easily like run out the back and into the horse pasture and like just
Disappear in the tall grass.
Yeah.
He was a
Easily.
leprechaun in Lucky Charms. What was
Lucky.
His name was Lucky.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Just have him running out.
Hot stars, horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons.
With me, Lucky Charms. And they just take off.
I would-
No. You need to have a box of Lucky Charms. He steals it and runs out the door.
You're thinking of tricks.
No.
Lucky Charms.
I mean, he usually has Lucky
Tricks
Charms.
are for
with-
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a rabbit.
Hot
But
stars,
the rabbit's trying to
horseshoes.
steal it.
Because everyone's trying to get to the end of the
Silly
end
rabbit.
of the
Tricks
rainbow
are
to
for
get his.
kids.
You just have
his
him drop
Lucky
gold
Charms.
candies. The
Yeah,
gold
just
coins.
full of pockets, and they just like fall out.
Falling out as he
runs.
waddling out.
Yep.
As he gets hit, they fall out of him like a Sonic coin.
Play the noise.
Like have him just like be dramatic and just like waddle, like just go out the door.
Like the
hilarious.
leprechaun from the horror movie.
Oh, makeup
yeah.
dresses that to scare the crap
With
out of
Jennifer
your kids.
Aniston.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston?
It was
in
filmed
that?
in Provo, wasn't it?
I think it was. It was
Wait,
filmed
hold
in
on.
Utah
Jennifer
somewhere.
Aniston's in that movie, and it was filmed in Utah.
Was that her first film
like her
ever?
first-
It's
Yeah.
one of them, yeah.
It's either her
Really?
first or it was really close to her first.
Really close.
Wow.
Hey, you guys start somewhere.
I never saw it.
I've seen clips of it. My grandpa had it on VHS, and I just remember the cover of it scared me.
Yeah,
so
the cover
anytime I would go to
scared
his
me.
house, if I could see it, I would hide it.
The cover's scarier than the movie for sure. Like,
True, he's gross looking.
It's funny because I remember seeing it and I loved it, thought it was creepy and everything. And I'm like, I'm going to let that one just live in my brain now because I know if I try and go back and rewatch it, it's going to be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But I just remember one scene specifically where he's like chasing them and they jump into the bed of a truck and they're driving away and he's chasing them and they're throwing shoes at him because he has to stop and shine each shoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have seen that.
That's hilarious.
It's so dumb. It's like,
Yeah, and he's getting frustrated. He's like, but he's trying to chase him down, but they keep throwing shoes and he'll stop and shine the shoe.
Interesting.
It's like you always picture when you think of people pillaging, it's the Vikings, right, in their ships.
Yeah.
Irish were doing it before the Vikings.
That's
were doing
crazy, man.
Jeez.
Isn't that cool?
That is
wild.
wild.
that's wild.
Yeah. And they had long ships, but they used leather or like animal skins to cover the bottom of it. It's cool.
To cover what? Sorry.
ship?
their long ships that they would
Oh,
do their
no way.
raiding in.
I
Yeah.
want to learn more about the Irish and the Scottish. It's like crazy.
We always hear like the moniker, like the Fighting Irish, but when you put it in this term, it gives it a whole new light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas I think
Suddenly
they both.
Notre Dame's badass. No.
Right? Exactly.
And Rome had I can't remember. I don't think Rome ever fully conquered Ireland. I don't think they ever did. They never could. They just were voracious when
They were
fight.
kind of like.
Were they like
Trying to
kind of
think.
barbarian
They,
like?
they considered them like boogeymen, pretty much. Like when they'd go in past the
Well, 'cause
wall,
they,
they
you
built
know-
a giant wall. So
And the Druids, man, they would wear like animal
They need to
skins
make
and
a-
like skulls and stuff like
horns
that.
and stuff.
They need to make a
Haunting.
historical accurate movie of old Irish. I think
There's a Roman one with Channing Tatum or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
going-
my wife just watched it the other day. The Eagle.
yeah.
What's that about?
He's like Channing Tatum plays like he's a Roman leader, and in this big fight, he wins and gets it claimed for it, but he gets injured, and so they basically like kick him out.
Oh.
They're like, "Hey, here's all these awards, but you can't. You're injured. You're done." And so like it's this whole thing like it puts.
Well, they stole the eagle, right? Like
So his dad was a centurion,
right,
and he was in charge of carrying the golden eagle.
right. And you're not supposed to
And
lose that.
they were attacked, and he lost it. So it basically brought shame like to his family and stuff. And so Channing Tatum essentially was trying to overcome that by like going up the ranks and all this stuff, and he was, but then he got injured. So then he ended up trying to like go get it back,
To go
like
steal it back,
reclaim the eagle and stuff and all this.
Crazy.
It's wild.
yeah. That reminds me of another one, 13th Warrior. That's a good movie.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. That's more of the Norseman, though.
That's Norseman, but you get the idea of like how the Druids.
I love that stuff so much.
That movie's so awesome. Those guys are fearless. I love that movie.
Shout out to Channing Tatum for turning a woman crush character boy into like an actor. He's like actually a great actor.
Oh yeah,
Like,
like
when
going
he
from
first-
what is it, Magic Mike to
Gambit.
Yeah,
actually being an actor.
I want to see
dude,
that.
I love him now. He's
That
so
new
funny.
one, I think it's out on Prime. Blink Twice
Blink
or something.
Twice? Yeah.
I want to see
that with
Did
him?
you see it?
I haven't
Dude, I'm
seen
down.
It, no,
Wasn't one of his first movies like Step Up or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one
Yeah.
of his popular ones too. And he married that girl, and
Yeah.
then they got divorced.
They were married for a while.
Yeah, pretty magical. Kind of like the stuff that goes on in Ireland.
Good segue.
You know,
Nice.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Bring it right back on
I'm gonna call it like it is.
to that folklore and stuff. So I gave an assignment to everybody that they had to study up on some of the folklore of Ireland. Raise your hand if you did it.
I did the history. I told you.
Can I have a homework pass?
Ish.
You got the history. I knew this is how it would turn out. But anyways,
Can I have a homework pass, please?
we're adults now.
This is your last one.
Last warning.
Thank you.
So
But I told you I was doing the history, right?
that's
So I
true.
my
You did
part.
tell me you were doing the history.
Taxes killed me.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, so
why are
so
you
Tony,
upset?
what did you research?
Yeah. So I just kind of Googled one and I was like, oh, this one sounds fun. And it was really cool. They're called the Fomorians.
That sounds like something from Star Trek.
Sort of.
That's kind of
So basically, so the
what you did?
Fomorians, Irish mythology, there's a supernatural group often depicted as giants or monstrous beings. And they come from the sea.
okay.
Basically, kind of what I learned. So they're commonly depicted, yeah, like I said, monstrous or deformed with features such as a single eye or limb anomalies. Physical oddities symbolize their association with chaos and the untamed aspect of nature. So, kind of some of the pictures I was looking at, they almost, yeah, I heard you say like Cyclops or like almost like hunchback, kind of just almost like
like-
troll-like.
Okay.
Do you know what's kind of weird? Is you've got all these different like myths from across the world. They never talk to each other, and they all have a lot of similar myths.
Well, so it's funny you say that because so in
Because you said they come from the, hold on real quick. You said they come from the sea. Mm-hmm. Cyclops comes from the sea, and it was a mix between a god and a sea nymph,
yeah.
and they came out of the sea. So it's just kind of interesting.
It is interesting
Right.
when you start comparing all these different mythological creatures from around the world.
Right.
Especially knowing that they didn't have internet or
Yeah.
ways to
Right.
communicate
Exactly.
these things
It's all
to each
like-
other.
No contact.
Word of
Dude,
mouth.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've said it before and it sounds morbid, but it's like I can't wait to die to get all these answers because it's like, what if this crap was real?
Yeah.
And that's why there were so many similar stories around the world.
Well, you'll see
Well,
some
you got
of those
Nephilims,
things.
right?
Have what?
Nephilims,
What's
And
that?
cherubim.
Right.
mixed between an angel and a human.
Oh.
They were giants, right?
Well, that's where they believe giants came from. Like I've seen so many things lately about giants.
Giants.
It's wild. Like even that they found some in like New Mexico
Oh, yeah.
and places like that.
Crazy.
Well, and they're even saying giants weren't like your typical 15, 20 feet high that you would think. They just classify them as about like 8, 9 feet high.
10.
Even that, but like
Yeah.
but like I saw a video and they claim that they would find these things, and the Smithsonian would come in and be like, well, we need to verify stuff to make sure it's real. And then they would just lose everything.
Really?
Be like, oh, weird. It's just gone.
Weird. Why would they want to like?
That's the thing. Okay, let's put on our little tinfoil hats.
Do we still have those?
We should. But history is written by those who win. So there could be so much stuff that has just been exited out of history and we would never know.
That's so true.
And we don't know what the reasons, who knows what the reasons are for. It could be one of control, like control the narrative and control the people. It could be one of spite. They just wanted to, because that's how you erase somebody. You finish them off completely by getting rid of their memory.
It's like how they say in the movies.
No
that it's
one
like,
will remember your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 300.
Yeah,
That's why no one will remember your name.
exactly. So crazy stuff.
Well, didn't they wasn't it said that a lot of the people they talk about in like the Bible and even the Book of Mormon and stuff, that like those guys were mountain of men. Like they were.
Well, there's so many people in the Bible who lived for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
They lived
But
a
like
lot longer.
even like
they were bigger. They were
in
physical.
stature. I
Yeah,
was gonna say they're
Cain and Abel and
supposedly
stuff.
huge.
yeah.
They didn't have equipment, man. It was all.
Well, I mean, not just, but I'm saying like not just huge muscular wise, but like
Tall.
like tall, like 7-8 feet tall, like
Goliath.
yeah.
So
But he was an anomaly too. They're like,
That's true. He was huge.
Yeah.
how
like
tall? How
the
tall was
mountain.
he?
Is that the guy in
Didn't they say
Troy?
he
10
was only,
foot or
was
something?
he 10 foot? I was gonna say, was he
Yeah.
like 9.5, something
10
like
foot,
that?
something
Yeah.
like that. It's what I remember.
That's pretty dang tall.
I mean,
though,
that's
when
tall.
you think about it. That's what's
Especially,
crazy.
like, I think
like
David was
6'5", and
only-
you're like, dang.
David was only like 5.5 feet or something like that. So
How tall was Goliath?
9.5.
Have you seen some of the things they can do with that
positive.
sling, though?
Dude,
No wonder that guy
That
died.
thing can move. Can it go over like 100 miles an hour?
Yeah, like,
Jeez.
You sling a rock.
Like a bullet.
cook him.
Dude, I have a
Shatter
friend.
skull.
I have a friend who's 7'11".
What?
He is gigantic.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that's nuts.
7.
They just look like they're in pain all the time too. You
They
know
really
what I mean?
do.
Yeah.
The way
You
they
You look at them,
move.
you're like, man, that just
Like if
not
they
fun.
stumble, they're just gonna collapse.
Oh yeah. I read something once that all you got to do is fall from a height of your own height, and you could potentially die
I've heard
from
that.
'Cause they got a long ways to fall, man.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
So that's an advantage.
Noise. Is
So-
there more?
A little bit more, yeah. So they had a conflict with the gods. In many myths, the Fomorians are adversaries of the, and I'm going to say this wrong, but the Tuatha De Danann and they're basically a race of godlike beings engaging in battles that underscore the struggle between order and chaos. And so when I was researching that, they compared it to, let me see if I still have it. Hang on, sorry.
Aliens.
No, they, dang it, where is it? They compared it to, they compared it to the Olympians and the Titans in Greek mythology.
Right. Yeah.
The old gods and the new gods.
Yeah,
kind
but
of thing.
they had a few others. So like the Vikings had their same type of
Frost giants.
yeah.
Yep.
And so going back to what you were saying, that like how these other countries and things even back then had their basically their godlike heroes and their godlike villains,
Right.
and they were both just basically polar opposites.
Well, the Romans, took their pantheon from the Greeks.
Yeah.
A lot.
Roman, then their gods and their sculptures.
The pantheons, yeah.
Basically, the Romans took a lot from the Greeks.
They did. Yep.
But yeah,
Copy paste.
It's
copy,
like for
paste,
real,
Copy paste.
straight over.
yeah, but
The plagiarized.
They took the best from all these conquered.
yeah, supposedly though the Fomorians, they attacked like early settlers into Ireland. Supposedly they're hundreds of years before the first reported settler ever hit Ireland. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool because like it there wasn't like a ton on them other than that. But I just thought it was very interesting diving into it that they were kind of the villains of the creatures in a sense.
That's cool.
And then that Tua De Danon was the heroes of it.
That's cool.
I was like, that's cool that they have kind of their own story of that.
Dude, they have so much. Like when I was looking it up, I was like, dang, there are so many things. And I will butcher all of their names because Gaelic is not an easy language.
Oh, I was learning
At
that as I
all.
was trying to read some of this.
Like not you look at the letters and you're like, they don't make any of those sounds.
Do they have phonetics?
It's crazy, dude. Gaelic is crazy.
No, but I mean, like, do they have phonetics that you could like have it read to you the names?
Probably, but it's
That makes sounds that you just are
like
how?
that we don't use often.
Do they
Yeah.
click?
No,
No.
that's Africa.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Alrighty. Anyone else got
Australian?
Alrighty, mates. Let's get a little Irish. That was better.
That was better. That was better. I'm the only one here wearing green.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's green in my heart.
I got
He's
a
got
joke.
green on his hat.
Little
Green on
bit.
my-
Is that green?
It's
Oh, yeah.
green.
A green.
I like it.
What's your joke?
Oh, I won't tell it yet. Okay, go ahead. I got to remember. I got to put it together. My dad told me this when I was a kid.
He's got to let it stew for a minute.
Okay.
In the meantime, imagine
Okay.
a moonless night. Thick mist rolls across the countryside, swallowing the hills and cloaking the narrow dirt roads in an eerie silence. Then, hooves. The rhythmic pounding of a single horse breaks the quiet. You don't see the rider at first, but you feel something off. Then, through the darkness, he emerges, clad in a black cloak. His skeletal frame sits upon a massive, snorting black steed. But something is missing.
His head.
It's his head.
Really?
Yup. In his hand, he holds it, grinning. Fleshy like moldy cheese, eyes darting in all directions. His mouth twists into a grin so wide, it nearly splits his face in two.
Yeah.
And if you see him, if he locks eyes with you, your time is up. Tonight, we're going to dive into the legend of the Dullahan,
Ah, the dude.
Ireland's terrifying headless horseman and harbinger of death.
Man, that literally just gave me shivers.
You're welcome.
Woo! Jeez. We should do a choose your own adventure with the Dullahan.
Dude, right? Just wait, okay? Okay, just wait.
Halloween.
This thing gets a little wilder.
Okay.
All right? So, the Dullahan's legend is one of Ireland's most chilling and enduring pieces of folklore, dating back centuries to pre-Christian Ireland. Some scholars believe that the legend is linked to an ancient Celtic god called Crom Dubh. Probably destroyed it. A dark deity once worshipped by Irish kings. Crom Dubh was associated with fertility, but his followers were said to appease him with human sacrifices, often by beheading. So you see a connection there. Now, when Christianity spread through Ireland, the worship of Crom Dubh faded, and his shadow remained in the form of the Dullahan, a spectral figure forever cursed to roam the land, collecting souls as payment for past bloodshed. Now, you kind of have an idea of what he looks like, right? You got the skeletal figure on a black horse.
Immediately think Tim Burton.
Okay. There is a direct correlation. That is like directly inspired by the Dullahan.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, think to yourself, other than those things, what else does he look like? He's not your regular headless rider. Okay. Every version of the legend describes him in chilling detail. His severed head is the most disturbing part, glowing with a phosphorescent light, allowing him to see across vast distances, even in the darkest of nights. The skin of his face is decaying flesh, yellowed, shriveled, and stretched tight over his skull. You know, is this better?
Nice.
His eyes are always moving, darting frantically as if he's searching for his next victim.
Creepy.
And his mouth is frozen in a hideous grin, one so wide that it reaches his ears.
Oh my gosh, I have this image in my head.
right?
That is creepy.
And then there's this horse. So massive, black as coal, his eyes burning like embers, with flames erupting from his nostrils. Some versions say the Dullahan carries a whip made of human spine,
Oh,
Wow.
lashing the air as he rides. Others claim he pulls a black carriage, known as the Coist Bodar,
good job.
rattling through the countryside. Its wheels made of human femur bones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I've heard of the black
gosh.
carriage.
Yep. Its frame decorated with skulls and candles burning inside. If you hear its approach, it's already too late.
That's where the Banshee comes into play too.
Oh, we'll get to there.
And in
We'll
the
get to
thing.
her.
And in the trunk, a 12-inch subwoofer.
Right.
Like, dig through the ditches and burn.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, some legends also say along with the carriage, he has like 6 horses. He'll hold up his head and it lets him see farther. Like he can see around wherever.
Periscope.
Yep. Now the Dullahan.
So wait, pause. Forgive my idiotness here. Why do we always see it depicted as a pumpkin head?
That's like the
It's
American
the
version.
Sleepy Hollow.
Well, that is lame.
Yeah, I mean probably at one. I don't know.
It's kind of like if you
I think
think
it
of like
talks about it a little bit.
think
Makes
of like
it PG-13.
the Grimm stories and how Disney took them and made them all cutesy.
A little less.
That's kind of Sleepy Hollow doing that to this.
Okay, all right.
Now, the Dullahan isn't just a ghostly rider. He has a terrifying purpose. He is the harbinger of death.
Okay.
So he doesn't chase victims down or engage in battles like other supernatural figures in folklore. No, his power is much greater.
So
The
he can
Dullahan-
take out the whatever ones I said. I can't
Oh yeah,
remember their names.
You ready? Because this is all he's got to do. So the Dullahan calls your name, and when he does, you die instantly.
Oh,
That's
Really?
That's it.
That's
no
unfair.
no cure, no escape. In some tales, he simply appears before the person's home, stops in front of it, speaks their name in a whisper. Moments later, they collapse, lifeless. And then in other ones, it says he flings buckets of blood onto unsuspecting victims, marking them for death,
And then calls their name.
and then does later.
You ever seen Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
That sounds so
You need
familiar.
to watch it. It's got Sean Connery in it.
So
love
take
Sean.
that, Superman. Let's
Right?
try and get out of this one.
Just throw some blood on his face and be like, Superman. And then he doesn't die.
He's like, ha, my name's not Superman.
You don't know my real name.
He's like, dang it.
Clark Kent wouldn't even work.
Now, here's the worst part.
Kal-El.
That's true. You can't outrun him. So doors and gates fly open at his approach, locks snapping apart as if the very world bends to his will. No wall is thick enough, no distant far enough. Once the Dullahan has chosen you, your fate is sealed.
I need
So
to
he
see a
chooses who
movie of
gets to
this
die.
guy.
Dude, it'd be
Like,
sick. Like
so good.
Avengers.
and it'd have to be one of those ones where it just ends bad. Like you don't win in the end. Like you just all die.
And I know you guys will disagree, but again, thinking of Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton could do a great job with it.
yes. Well,
Didn't he
already
make Sleepy Hollow?
He did.
Yeah.
But I mean, but this way, make it well, I guess Sleepy
I'll
Hollow
give it to him.
was
Sleepy Hollow
R-rated.
was dope. I like that movie.
Sleepy Hollow's
I don't know if I've
fantastic.
seen it.
With Johnny Depp.
I don't think I've seen it.
And freaking Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken's in
He's
it?
the freaking headless horseman.
Get out of here.
It's so wild. It's wild.
Luckily,
he's
he
pretty
did-
freaky looking.
He is
The
freaky.
razor sharp teeth. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Did he
talk.
actually do a good job?
He doesn't talk. So yes.
Okay, that's
so
better.
really, he's actually only the head. If you think about it, it was
Okay.
most
Yeah,
likely.
it
a stunt
shows
double.
his like pre-death, and he's just like a soldier, but he's only in it for the bloodlust. Like he's in it to kill people, and then
Kind
he
of like
ends
a
up
mercenary type.
kind of and then he ends up getting killed and beheaded, and then basically it's like witchcraft that brings him back. And
Yeah.
Got you.
you need to see it if you haven't
Dude,
seen
there's
it. It
like
really
a
is great.
billion movies I need to see, apparently.
Yeah.
Now, I know I said that you can't escape him,
But one person did?
but there might actually be a way to do it. So the only thing is you need some gold.
Ah, Leprechaun.
For reasons lost to time, the Dullahan is said to have an intense aversion to gold. Even a single gold coin is enough to make him recoil. So some stories tell of travelers caught on the lonely roads who, at the last moment, threw their gold at the Dullahan, causing him to turn away in rage before vanishing into the night. But that's if you're lucky enough to have gold on you. So if not, well, let's hope you never hear the sound of hooves behind you in the dark.
But if all he has to do is say your name, he could obviously just say your name before you have a chance to toss the gold at him.
That's why you just gotta have it ready. Dang. He likes
All
the thrill.
time.
He likes the thrill of the kill. He wants to see you up close.
He's like, yeah. Now it's just boring to him.
Yeah.
Because he's from a distance. Hey, Tony! Son of a...
You, Tony!
You're like,
What's your
What's your
name?
name? Ezekiel.
You're like, no, I'm not telling you. Like Ezekiel, he's like, F you, Ezekiel, and your friend dies. You're like, haha.
What's your name?
You keep just saying names. It's like, Brad.
You're just naming off all the people you hate. Oh, gosh. Now, talking about the Dullahan in modern culture. So despite being a legend that dates back centuries, the Dullahan's influence is still felt today. He has inspired countless horror stories and even pop culture. So the Headless Horseman from Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow bears striking similarities to the Dullahan. Video games like Castlevania, Final Fantasy, Dark Souls, all featuring eerie headless knights and spectral riders, and even anime and manga like Durararara. That's what it says.
That many
Features
rods?
modernized versions of the Dullahan legend in the form of a Kelty Sturluson, and I have no idea what that means. And I'm not going to look it up, so that's on you. But no matter how much legend changes, one thing remains the same. He is the harbinger of inescapable fate and an Irish tradition. When the Dullahan rides, death follows.
Fantastic.
I swear, when you said you were going to study up on the Dullahan, I looked back through our episodes because I was like, this sounds so familiar. And I'm like, have we done it before? And I couldn't find anything in our episodes, but I swear I've heard of him.
We have, I believe Zach told us about the Dullahan. Like, I'm thinking back in Austin's old house when we were sitting long ways on the table. I think it was one of our early episodes, and it was around Halloween.
Okay.
And I think we were just finding creepy stories. I don't think it was only Irish stuff.
Gotcha.
But I do remember, and I remember it because of the spine whip.
Yeah.
That's the part that I was like, oh, dang. I don't know. Go back. Go watch all our videos until you find it. Let us know which one it is.
Or
Tell
maybe
us
don't.
below.
That's where they got it from Godzilla. The whip on the Godzilla.
There you go.
They're going to
Yeah.
go back that far and be like, this is terrible.
King Kong.
Unsubscribe.
And then come back to this side where things are new and fresh and better. So, the next time you find yourself walking alone at night, especially in the Irish countryside, for our Irish
Gold bullets.
visitors there, and you hear the sound of hooves echoing behind you, don't turn around. If you're lucky, it's just a lost traveler. But if the night feels wrong, if the air suddenly feels still, the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand on end, run. Because if the Dullahan calls your name, no one will ever hear from you ever again. Thanks for tuning in to... I don't want to say. That thing had it scripted out for me. This is beautiful.
I was going to say, how did you put that research together?
I used my resources like any smart man would.
Love it.
What do you think about the Dullahan? That thing, that's pretty dang terrifying.
That is. That's that face, the way it describes it, the smile. Oh, that's great.
Right?
Man.
Now, Chris had mentioned something. Well, I mean, no, this is great because we just talked about the harbinger of death. Now, I want to see if you guys will think of this. I know Chris will, so don't say it.
Okay.
And maybe they will. But when you think of Irish folklore, what is like the first thing that comes to your mind?
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. And then what?
That's
Leprechaun.
Redheads.
Celtic knots.
I am not folklore.
He's here. He is real.
Yeah,
I
he's
have
a
my
mythical
doubts.
creature.
I'm sure you guys have heard of
fairies, gnomes, stuff like
something
that.
starts with a B.
Bitches.
I know he said Banshee. So
yes,
that's obvious,
exactly.
yes.
Banshees. Didn't you ever
But
watch Luck of the Irish?
I thought Banshees were
Wait.
like a Native American.
Pretty sure there's a...
That's
No.
a Wendigo.
But aren't they the same thing, though?
No?
I thought...
Look
Yeah,
at
I
the
thought-
Irish,
I
the
don't they
Disney
also
movie
do-
that was
Yeah.
filmed here?
Yeah. Pretty sure Banshees in there.
I don't
Did they also do trolls?
Trolls. Do Irish?
I think
believe in
that was
trolls?
Norse.
I found in my research that in Ireland, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Irish friends, but a lot of their mythology is ground in the belief of fairies. So
Yes.
the Dullahan is actually a type of fairy.
Oh, wild.
So they believe that all these things are different types of fairies, or that fairies cause a lot of mischief and like all these like don't think fun fairies and the
Like
lollipops
Tinkerbell.
and
Ferngully.
Tinkerbell and stuff like that. No. Think like we're gonna F with you for centuries if we can.
What movie is it where the
Like we're gonna make your
fairies-
doors disappear. We're gonna make like just they just screw with you because it's fun.
Hellboy?
Yes. No. Hellboy is like a lot of Hellboy is based in Irish like
Okay.
mythology.
Because it's like the tooth fairy, as they call them, where they eat your teeth.
Yeah.
And those little those things
So
are
Creepy.
much creepy. Yes, think very creepy stuff. So you're walking home late at night. A lot of the stuff happens late at night, folks. Watch
Obviously.
out where you're walking. The countryside is silent.
Ireland needs a curfew.
They got so many rolling hills and
some
countrysides,
streetlights.
man. Things just exist out there, and those cobbled like fences, they're not stopping anybody. So the countryside is silent, okay? You're walking home at night. The moon is barely visible, just up there behind the shifting clouds. Then from a distance, you hear it.
Oh my god.
That was so good, actually. Oh my
You want to
god.
know what that sounded like?
A banshee.
No, yes, that too. But do you remember those like
The ghost.
the ghosts that you get at Halloween? They just shake like this.
Dude, I love it.
Oh, that's the sound.
I loved those things. Didn't you
Yeah.
get them at like McDonald's?
No, you'd have
like you had
to
to
buy
get 'em
them at
somewhere.
the store, but McDonald's
Man.
had the flashlights that you put.
I want to bring
That's
those
true.
back.
I try to make it not like that.
great.
That was good. I mean, that was actually very tame compared to what a
I can
banshee
go-
sounds.
I'm going
I mean,
deeper.
maybe
It's not.
scoop back.
I was gonna say
Don't
not
hurt
right
my
into
ears.
the
Okay,
mic.
give us a banshee sound.
I had to undo my headphones.
Okay, that's gonna spike
I'm
some audio.
terrified right
Jess upstairs just went, "What the fuck was that?"
Well, I'll tell you what that was. That was the sound that chills your very bones. It's not a wolf's howl, not the cry of the wind. No, it's a wail.
I'm the wind.
A high-pitched, sorrowful, inhuman wail. And in that moment, you realize something far worse than being alone in the dark. Someone is going to die.
So wait, hold,
You!
overhand.
Scared me through him.
That was my spirit. Yeah.
Holy Spirit activate.
Wasn't that? Oh no, I'm thinking of a siren. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Go
Oh,
ahead.
they're cool.
Different, but similar to something we'll talk about later.
Okay.
Oh,
What you heard was the Banshee, the wail of the Banshee. Now, this is a mysterious, mournful spirit who appears before death. Who is she? Why does she wail? And is she really something to be feared? Let's find out. Let's dive in.
Yeah.
Now, the word Banshee comes from the Irish Beansea.
You need to ask chat for some phonetic.
Oh my gosh.
Do this in phonetics, please.
Oh man. Let's see here.
The Banshee.
The bean and cheese, please.
Ooh, Taco Bell sounds great.
Oh gosh, no.
I had Taco Bell for dinner.
Did you?
Homemade Taco Bell,
So then you didn't have Taco Bell.
but it was great. And I'm not shitting my pants.
Oh, fun. The phonetic pronunciation is Banshee.
Wait, hold on. Is that the one you looked up? Banshee?
So Banshee is spelled Banshee,
Yes.
but the Irish word is Bean, like bean, and Si, Beansea. But obviously,
Pronounced Banshee.
yeah, it sounds like ban, but with a softer so Banshee.
The Banshee.
So basically, it's Banshee in an Irish accent.
It's the Banshee.
Sorry, real total off topic, but I saw this video with Gerard Butler where they were asking him, like, because I think he's Irish. He's either Irish or Scottish. Yeah, but they were asking him like what certain terms mean, because they have a lot of slang terms for different things, and it was just fun hearing him and his accent and stuff like go through these different. Of course, I can't think of any right now, but that was just what that reminded me of.
I can't remember. I think there's a movie where he plays like his own nationality with Paul Walker, the time traveling one.
The Time Machine?
No. It's what's it called? Time something.
The Time Traveler?
No. That's not him.
I don't.
He has
That's
his
Eric Bana.
I'm just coming up with names.
he has his authentic
He plays-
accent in P.S. I Love You.
Oh yeah.
love ya.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a Timeline. I think it's called Timeline. You not seen Timeline? No. I think you guys would love Timeline.
Okay.
Because it's him, Paul Walker. There's this guy. They're archaeologists and they're excavating. I want to say, I think they're in France at the time. But they're excavating. And the dad, who's like the head researcher, Paul Walker's dad, he goes to this like firm that's funding everything and he disappears. And it turns out they figured out how to time travel and they sent him back and he got stuck. So they have to go find him and save him. It's way good.
Huh.
What accent do they have in Dags? I like Dags.
Oh, that's just.
I don't think it's real.
No, it's
It's
real.
like
but
Irish
like-
American.
Yeah.
Like early.
No, it's
call
Irish.
that?
It's like it was like the caravan, the gypsy.
The gypsy.
Yeah. What got the caravan and got no wheels?
What movie is that?
Snatch.
Snatch.
That movie's so
Freaking
good.
love that movie.
You like dags?
You like Dags? What?
Oh, you mean dogs? Dogs.
Yeah, you like Dags.
That's what I said.
Got a caravan for me, ma.
Now, speaking of mispronunciation, like we learned, Banshee means Banshee. Which also means fairy woman. So, like I said, fairies. But unlike the mischievous little fairies in modern fantasy,
Did I miss that one?
the Banshee is far older. He's just loving on my transitions. Me bringing it back.
Sorry, that was I just hit a memory, man. That was so funny.
What memory?
The way he just said that, it was so great.
What did he say? What was it?
I got a caravan for me, ma.
Oh, sorry.
Anywho,
Hit my funny bone. Go ahead.
the Banshee is far older and far more terrifying and far more real to those who claim to have heard it. Her origins go back to pre-Christian Ireland, back in the time of the fairies, when people believed the spirits watched over noble families, guiding their fates and mourning their deaths. Some say the Banshee is one of these spirits, a guardian of the old bloodlines, while others believe she is a ghost of a woman who died in a tragedy, forever doomed to grieve the passing of others. But no matter where she comes from, one thing is certain: if you hear her cry, death is near.
Run.
You didn't say you were going to do that when I was having some backups.
What?
The Banshee. You did say you were going to do the Banshee in our thread, so I was like, I got this one. If we needed more time. You got them all.
Nice. I mean, I literally put that in at the beginning because you guys didn't know anything. So
I
was like,
always got
I was like,
something.
give me the Banshee too, and it's like, brrr.
Oh, I would have gone into the Banshee.
Well, you should have said it 2 days ago.
Well, I told you I'd do the history.
And you did.
That's okay. We're on the Banshee now, and let's talk about the wail of the Banshee. Actually, first we're gonna talk about what she looks like.
This is making me want Halloween next week.
Right, dude?
Tell me about
This
it.
is, like I am.
Well, that's the thing. None of
That
this is
sound
like
and the little like ghost sound. Oh man, it like
none of this is connected to like
man.
Halloween.
That's like hitting
This
my
is
nostalgia.
just every day. People still claim that the Banshee is real and that they hear her.
really.
Yeah.
I swear I've heard of the Banshee outside of Irish stuff, though. Like it's.
Yeah?
Can we go on a
Poltergeist.
brocation? Like I want to go
Yes,
and
please.
explore these places.
Go to Ireland.
Cool.
Let's walk around at night. See what we
Alright.
hear. See what we see.
I would love to.
Because one thing we could see is the Banshee in her many forms.
Okay.
Depending on the legend and the witness and the family she follows. But all descriptions do have one thing in common. She is a woman of sorrow, wrapped in death itself. Some say she appears as a beautiful young woman, pale and ghostly, long flowing hair, usually red, silver, or white. She wears a simple white dress or gray dress, often floating just above the ground as if she's not fully in this world. Others describe her as an old, withered crone, her face wrinkled with grief, her eyes red from endless crying. She is small and frail, her clothes tattered, her presence chilling.
That's how I've always pictured it.
Right? Same. Yeah. Or like her hair like out for some reason, like things are going on. But no matter what form she takes, her voice never changes. It is the cry of the doomed, a wail full of sorrow and despair that is piercing to the soul. A cry that no living thing could ever produce. Good try. A sound that once heard is never forgotten.
You won't forget that shit.
Bikini. It's true.
One picture I've always had between the Banshee and the sirens, and for whatever reason they've always been kind of similar in my head, is that scene from 300 when one of the like teller people's underneath the water.
Oh yeah,
like
the
moving.
oracle.
Yes, like that has always been like the pinnacle of that in my mind.
That'd be a siren.
I can see that.
For sure.
See, it's funny that
yeah.
the image I have of a Banshee isn't a Banshee at all, but it's the Tooth Fairy from Darkness Falls.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
I think it was creepy.
Yeah. When her mask comes off, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Banshee. Watch
Now-
Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
I want to watch that. Now, the keening cry of the Banshee is what makes her so feared. It is not a warning, not a threat. It is a death sentence. So unlike the Dullahan, who calls the name of his victim, the Banshee doesn't cause death. She only foretells it. She is a messenger, a spirit that mourns before the passing of the soul. But if you hear her cry outside your window, if her wail carries across the fields in the dead of night, it means someone you know is about to die. Whoa. And you won't know who until it's too late.
So she's not there to kill you. She's there to warn you.
She's there. She's mourning what's to come.
Yes. Jeez. Interesting.
So when you hear her cry, someone close to you is gonna die.
Man.
Or yourself.
That's fine.
I mean,
she knocks
I don't
on
know.
the window. Is this the Robinsons? Oh, wrong house. Sorry.
Does John Robinson live here? My da? Don't worry about it. Bye. Now here's where legend gets even more intriguing. So the Banshee isn't said to appear for just anyone. She is linked to specific Irish families, particularly the ancient Gaelic clans. So families whose names begin with O or Mac, such as O'Neill, O'Brien, MacCarthy, or O'Connor. So for centuries, it was believed that when a member of these families was about to pass, the Banshee would come to wail for them.
I have O'Briens in my family.
Ask him about the Banshee.
I should.
You should.
Ask Conan.
Honestly, I want to know. Who?
Conan.
Mr. O'Brien, have you heard the Banshee's wail?
I'm sure he listens.
He does. But what if he stumbles across us?
O'Brien.
You never know. Let us know in the comments, Conan.
That's the word I couldn't think of when I was doing the history. Gaelic. I was like,
Yeah.
I lost the word.
Dude, it's wild. Some families even claim to have specific banshees tied to their lineage, one spirit that had followed them for generations, and if she appeared, they knew death was coming. So, like we said, it's not actually evil. It's scary, but the Banshee is not evil. She doesn't kill, she doesn't curse, she doesn't bring bad luck, she grieves. She just cries. It's not one of malice, but one of sorrow.
So you're terrified right before you die.
Yep.
Yeah, not evil.
It's her scream that kills you just because you're like, oh my gosh.
Right? She's like, oh, sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen.
That wasn't for you.
Some believe that she is a spirit of a woman who died during childbirth, mourning the loss of the living. Others say it's a protective force, honoring the dead and guiding them to the afterlife. Some even claim that the Banshee appears to those who are destined to the other world, ensuring they do not pass alone. So she would appear to people, the ones that are going to be, going to die. A couple encounters here. So it's not just an old myth. Like I said, stories of encounters with her have been recorded for centuries, and many claim to have heard her wail even in modern times.
Interesting.
1776.
Oh my gosh.
A woman in County
Did it cry
Clare.
for our independence?
She did. The death of Britain's reign over us. A woman in County Clare claimed to have heard the Banshee cry the night before her husband mysteriously died in his sleep. In 1849, a priest wrote of a nobleman who laughed off the legend until he awoke in the night to hear the wailing outside his window. The next day, he collapsed, dead before he hit the ground. Even as recently as the 20th century, families in rural Ireland have spoken of hearing the cry of the Banshee before unexpected deaths.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like it's telling them to prepare for the loss.
Dang.
And that is the Banshee.
The Banshee.
That's crazy, man.
Isn't that wild, dude? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if that was like a normal thing? Like you're just, and it's always at night. You're just laying in bed and you just hear scream and you're like, oh, balls, who's a good man? Like, gosh, dang it.
I'd rather have somebody just say my name.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
I was literally thinking, until the whole bucket of blood thing. But like before
We'll leave
that
part out. The
yeah.
other guy.
I just imagine having the gold coin. You know how you can flip the pennies?
Oh, yeah.
It just comes at you and you're just like, back up, bud. Back up.
You get your Ninja Turtle pizza shooter, but with gold coins.
Yep. You negotiate. You're like, hey, bud, I didn't hear Banshee. What are you doing here? Get out. You go. Schedule the Banshee, then you can come back.
There's an order here.
I got 24 carats of get out of here.
That should be on a shirt.
It'd be funny if you throw what you think is gold at him. Oh, that son of a bitch told me that was real gold.
You're like, dang it. I got
fool's
fooled.
gold.
I got fooled.
All right.
Hold on. Is that why they call it fool's gold?
Yeah, exactly. Because they all died. Now, I mean, those are two, I guess, of the more popular legends. You may have heard of the Dullahan. I feel like a lot more people would have heard of the Banshee. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I've known about Banshees since I was a child.
Yeah.
That stuff fascinates me.
Same. Like, it's so interesting. And like we kind of talked about how a lot of these ancient, like, civilizations had similar beliefs, even though they were completely disconnected. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that she is someone who took people or like guided them into the afterlife. Mm. Like in Egypt, you had Anubis, or, in the Greek mythology, you had the boatmen on the river Styx, all that stuff. Somebody guiding people to the afterlife. Right. It's very interesting how they all have that. Now, one you may never have heard of, because I didn't even know it existed until 2 days ago.
Okay. I'm excited.
The Dearg Due.
Dearg
Due. Actually, it's the Dearg Due. I did look that one up. You've heard of that?
No.
Oh. Good.
Long for the ride.
Now, this we foreshadowed a little bit. Someone did some foreshadowing, and you're going to see how.
Oh.
So there are things far worse than monsters lurking in the dark. Things that don't chase you with claws. They don't roar in the night. Instead, they beckon. Ugh. They lure you in. And before you even realize it, you're lost. Your will is no longer your own.
Wendigo.
The Irish countryside is filled with ancient graves, overgrown and forgotten, where something waits beneath the earth. Something hungry.
Oh.
A creature of seduction and revenge.
This is where your siren came.
Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm.
Her name...
Seduce me, please.
The Dearg Due.
Dearg Due.
And she's Ireland's very own blood-drinking nightmare.
Ooh, okay. Vampire?
I'm enthralled.
Tonight, we're going to uncover the legend of Ireland's vampire, a tale older than Bram Stoker's Dracula, darker than any fairy tale. Yeah.
Wow.
And far more chilling than you'd expect. Because in this story, the monster was not made. No, I ruined it. Because in this story, the monster was made, not born.
Ah.
So it's like a Frankenstein. Yeah.
Well, not
Frankenstein's
exactly.
monster.
Not like a Frankenstein.
Somebody did her wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember, revenge.
Gotcha.
Seduction. So the legend of the Dearg Due, which translates to red bloodsucker in Irish, is one of heartbreak, betrayal, and vengeance. Unlike many Irish spirits, she wasn't always a monster. She was once a beautiful young woman living centuries ago, some say before Ireland even had kings.
Wow.
Her beauty was legendary, with hair like spun gold and eyes that could ensnare any soul. But while she caught the eyes of many suitors, she had already given her heart to a kind and humble young man, a man she truly loved. Unfortunately, love means little in the world ruled by greed and power. Her father, a cruel and ambitious man, saw her beauty as a commodity. He ignored her love, ignored her pleas, and instead sold her off to a wealthy but monstrous lord, a man twice her age, known for his brutality. So legends are that the man she loved was like a common stable boy, you know, like a commoner, someone of lowly status.
Humble
Exactly.
beginnings.
Aladdin.
And so, yep. And
Guy
so
with the black mask.
yeah, I was just thinking that. Wesley.
Yes, Wesley.
And so her father, ambitious to gain status, sold her off to this lord. Now what followed was a nightmare. Her husband was a cruel man, treating her as little more than property, locking her away, abusing her, and slowly draining her of hope, joy, and life itself. No one came to help. No one listened to her cries, and in the end, her heart shattered. She wasted away, dying alone in a cold stone room. They say she was burned in a shallow grave beneath an ancient tree near what is now Waterford, but she did not rest. And when she rose again, she was no longer a broken girl. She was something else. So legend has it that the man, her husband, the Lord, was such a little sick freak. He enjoyed placing his knife against her neck and cutting her neck and like bleeding her basically. He got off on that. He had fun bleeding her with a knife, torturing her, stabbing, poking her with the neck with his knife.
Enough to draw blood.
Exactly. Now, this is where the story takes a dark turn. Unlike other spirits, the Dearg Due didn't rise as a mere ghost. She returned with a thirst for revenge. On the night she clawed her way out of the earth, she went straight to the one who had caused her the most suffering, her husband. No one knows exactly how she killed him, but the stories all say the same thing. She used her beauty to lure him in, just as he had once used her for his own gain. She let him think he was in control until he wasn't. And then, when he was weak, vulnerable, completely under her spell, she drained him dry.
The story
And not in a good way.
That's also the story of a dominatrix.
But it didn't stop there. The man who had sold her into the man who had sold her into
Did he
her
really
fate,
lose? I'm not sure.
it was from the neck.
Oh, okay. Which
So
neck?
he did. The only neck. Nobody refers to that as the neck.
I don't know. There's a head.
No. Now in this group, we all snipped. Are you?
That's none of your business. Yes.
Anywho, children,
Why'd you
back
lock
to
eyes
the
with
story.
me? Why'd you lock eyes with me? Why are you locking eyes with me? Don't look at me.
You're staring at me too.
I was just,
You're smiling at
He's
me.
just
though.
saying
I'm
things.
curious.
If I'm snipped,
I don't know.
Anywho, you know who got snipped next? Her dad, when she bled him dry.
Her own dad.
Yeah, because he's the one who sold her into that life.
I get it.
Were those
Took
the
him
only
out.
two victims?
No.
Oh.
So yet, even after the vengeance was completed, her thirst remained. And so the Dearg Due became a wanderer in the night, forever preying on the weak-willed, the foolish, the ones who let beauty blind them. She became Ireland's first true vampire.
You know what? I'm Team Dearg Due. Whatever it is. You know.
Right? I mean, she got hers.
Vampires are always beautiful.
Right?
Like in stories and
But
myth.
see-
not 30 Days of
Yeah.
Night.
That's true.
30 Days of Darkness, or what is it?
Yeah,
30 Days of Night.
Darkness.
Yeah.
No, night. It's 30,
30 days of night. Yeah.
Because it plays on the day and night.
Because they're
30
in
days of
Alaska,
night.
30 days
Yeah.
of darkness. The sun doesn't come up. And so they're,
I
messing with
promise
this little
it's
town.
30 Days of Night.
Well, no, I believe you, but
Oh.
then you just contradicted yourself because you had 30 Days of Night, but then it's about 30 Days of Darkness.
Yes, because in Alaska, during
Yeah.
a certain part of the year, it's daytime, but the sun doesn't come up.
So is it night or darkness?
It's 30 days of night. Days in the darkness. Darkness equals night.
Yes,
Oh, man.
that one is haunting, though.
That
way
one's,
they portray
I like
them.
that. That's a good one. They kind of look like the headless horseman.
Yeah.
The pointy teeth. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the Dearg Due is not like other vampires, like in Transylvania. She doesn't lurk in dark castles. She doesn't turn into a bat.
No
She
coffins.
is far more terrifying because she looks just like us.
Really?
Yeah, and she doesn't have an aversion to the sunlight.
Oh.
She doesn't hunt with brute strength. She doesn't need to. Instead, she just seduces her victims.
It happens.
Does she glitter when the sun hits her skin?
No, that's dumb.
dumb.
She's a vampire. She's not gay.
Twilight.
I know.
Exactly.
What's the joke?
Her victims are those who can't resist temptation, men who think themselves invincible, who fall for her beauty without caution. She waits in darkened streets, appearing as a striking young woman, her skin pale, her eyes hypnotic, her lips as red as freshly spilled blood. And once she has you under her spell, she draws them in with whispers, soft touches, false promises until they never wake up again.
I mean, there's worse ways to go.
That's very true.
Hey. Team Dearg Due.
Now
She sounds hot.
right?
Well, you had me at red lipstick.
I mean, good thing we're not in Ireland. Let's just put it that way. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, is there a way to get away from her or to stop her? The answer is not really. Well, not easily. You see, unlike other creatures of the night, she isn't bound by the same rules. She doesn't fear holy water or crucifixes or, silver bullets or gold coins. She doesn't burn in the sunlight. The only way to stop her is to keep her trapped. So the villagers of old knew this. That's why they would gather once a year at her grave, piling stones upon it, making sure she couldn't rise.
Oh my gosh.
So if you ever come across an unmarked grave beneath an old Irish tree, covered in heavy stones, it may not be an accident.
Wait, hold on. So why does she return to her grave?
She gotta sleep.
That's where she hangs out.
That's where she sleeps every night?
That's where she hangs out.
She gotta recharge them batteries.
Okay.
But if the stones are moved and the ground is disturbed, the Dearg Due will rise again.
Oh gosh.
Interesting.
I just feel like
Leave the stones alone, people.
I feel like the way to stop her, it just pisses her off more. Like,
Put rocks on her.
let's like the whole reason she died in the first place was being caged and tortured, and so it's like let's just keep doing that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
She's too far gone already. Just do it, cage her. Cage the beast.
Cage the beast. Now, this is another one of those tales that is still told in modern times. Like, people still claim to see pale women in red wandering through the Irish villages at night.
I'm
Others
pretty
tell
sure
of
that's
men.
just Ireland,
Right.
isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it could be.
The do-a-day.
Right?
pale women.
Yeah, I thought he was Dutch. No, he's English.
He's Dutch English.
Dinglish.
The Pope may be French, but Jesus is English. You're on.
He's quick. See you in the list.
Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein. Others tell of men found dead with marks on them, with their faces frozen in an expression of bliss and terror.
Sounds about
That
right.
sounds about.
Some say she still walks among us, waiting, watching, looking for her next victim. So the next time a stranger locks eyes with you, you feel drawn to someone without explanation, and your heart skips a beat from
I'm married.
at all. Take a step back, look again, and ask yourself, is she human?
I would just question. There's no way she's into me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Huh. Interesting.
Just a warning, the beauty can kill. Some wrongs are never forgiven. And even in death, some spirits never truly rest.
That's a good one. So you get the Banshee, and then you get a lady walking down the street. You know you're screwed.
So you're flirting with a hottie at the pub,
Yeah.
and then you hear the Banshee,
Yeah.
and
then you
then you're like, well, balls.
And then you hear hoof prints coming.
And then you hear a carriage of femur bone wheels come rolling at you, and
Dang.
you're like, well, at least I'm going out on a good night.
I feel like we'd all be there on Dumb and Dumber. Where the girl stop or whatever, and she'd be like, "Oh, hey, I need some help." It'd be like, "Oh, you're in luck."
There is a
This guy.
there is a town
Here you go, buddy.
about 5 miles that way.
Next day, you're like, anyone seen Samson?
Samsonite, I was way off.
And that will do with our Irish folklore tonight.
Wow.
I like it.
What'd you think? Did you like it?
Love
Great.
it.
Some good stuff.
Good.
Learn some stuff.
That was so good.
Dude, I love this stuff. Is so fascinating. If you guys enjoyed it, let us know below. If you're fascinated, if you want to hear more, we could do more of this stuff with like.
We could talk about the Silky.
We could talk about the Selkie, the freaking seal people of Ireland.
The what?
Selkie.
I thought you said the Soaky, and I was
Silky.
like, "Oh, that's a Provo thing."
Yeah, that's Provo.
That's true.
Silky. They shed
Yeah.
their skin when they come onto the shore. And you steal their skin.
They're seal people, and then they try to find an earthly husband or wife. There's a lot. There's actually a lot more Irish stuff.
Yeah.
There's a whole
we
bunch.
have talked about that one before, but I think
we
a
have.
different
Oh.
different.
I feel like we need to like pick different countries and do this.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
It's a Silky.
We could do the Roman Empire. We could do Norse mythology.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese mythology is kind of
I think
wild.
we've touched on Japanese before. Like
We did some.
You don't
we
tell
did some
people that.
urban legends. No, we did urban legends
that's what it was.
because we talked about the lady, the like
right
crazy creepy smile.
Fox demons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. The kitsune,
Yep.
Yeah.
nine-tailed
that's right.
foxes.
Good
That's
stuff.
what's funny. The Pokemon Ninetales is based on a Japanese demon. The
Oh,
kitsune.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They live. What is it?
In the mountain.
They have to consume 100 human hearts to become human. It's wild. Like Japanese stuff is crazy. So Chinese, like there's so many myths and stuff. So
Yeah.
if you guys enjoyed it, you want us to touch on some other ones, go more into this, let us know in the comments below so we know that you loved it.
Hashtag Team Double D down in the comments. Because I can't remember how to say
Do a day.
Dearg Due
Dearg Due. Double D.
Dare do a. Do a day.
and Dullahan and the Banshee
Banshee.
And Patty.
and Patty.
Patty.
So we hope you guys have a wonderful. Is this going up after St. Patty's
It should be going up next.
or before it? So have a wonderful St. Patty's Day. Be responsible.
Yeah,
Don't go
baby.
home with the pale, dark-lipped ladies.
Or
Or
do.
we
Or
hope
do.
you enjoyed your St. Patrick's Day and didn't go home with any crazy ladies.
Because you'll be here to listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, friends. We love you. We hope we see you next time. Thanks for being part of this ground.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
Auf Wiedersehen.
It's an Irish goodbye.
Farewell. You just leave without saying anything.
Oh, that's true. That's true.